just on my last live. My phone was glitching, but basically, I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys about BB Can's digital dailies and how they look, the way that they operate, and if it makes a difference to the show. Now, the answer to that is definitely yes, it makes a big difference. What they do is it seems like they let the whole day go by, at least so far. And then what's up, Bill? And then they post a big stream of edited footage. The one that they have up right now is 2 hours and 33 minutes, room to room, and choose these little snippets. The snippets might be 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 minutes. It just depends. And you'll be watching them have a conversation. And then in the middle of the conversation, pieces will cut out. And also, it'll hate that because I'm so used to the live that you can actually go on yourself and you can select the room, you can select the camera angle that you want to see them at. Even though, yes, it was annoying when they would be in the middle of the conversation and they would say something, and then we would get the music, dun, 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 and the be right back screen. To me, that was still better than having a 2.5 hour edited stream that they chose what we're going to see and what we're not going to see. I don't like that. It's really impacting what I think of the show, my enjoyment, and I think that their viewership ratings are going to reflect that. I do plan to stick it through and cover the season anyways, but as a fan, it does something for me not being able to actually go on there, view the live things as they're happening, and having to go on and watch everything edited after the fact. And they said we'd get plenty of footage. So I was thinking when they said plenty of footage that they were going to be uploading these digital dailies throughout the day. Like let's say there's a 8 to 12 or whenever they wake up. There's like a few hours after they wake up. I was thinking we would get 20 minutes of footage here. They're doing this the easy way, which is to let the whole day video clip. BB Can. I don't know why you did this, but we don't like it. You need to change it back before you don't have a show anymore. That is all I'm saying. But anyways, if you guys want to see a couple of digital daily highlights, I'm going to put a few of them on my page, on my other page per day. My other page, if you guys don't know, Mindful Reality, but the T is spelled TEA, Mindful Reality. And you can hop over there, and I'm going to be doing recaps over there. I'm going to post some digital daily footage, which you can find on the Big Brother Canada website. So yeah, they tried to act like it wasn't going to impact the show and it was still going to be good and it was still going to be fun. Arissa had to say what she had to say, to be honest, because this is a job for her. So she's not going to be like, oh, it's whack. She's going to say the thing that she has to say to preserve the integrity of her company that she's working for. But really, I know even she had to know that it's whack. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. I was actually going to put it as the regular way you spell reality, but that was already taken. So I changed it to the T. And the reason I picked that is because I want to be known as a channel that covers reality TV from a mental health perspective, because that's what I do as a job for a living, mental health counselor. So that's my update about the BB Can digital dailies. It's one big block of video. At the end of the day, they pick and choose. You're just watching at random. It doesn't even, it doesn't, thank you, Bill. It doesn't even break it down into clips for you. Like it's not like, oh, this and this person had this conversation. This one is talking about this. I don't know if they plan to do that later, but as of now, it's just one video and you just have to fast forward and find whatever you want to find, which is annoying also. Like the least y'all could do is break the digital dailies up into like mini videos for us to know what's happening so that we don't have to search through 2.5 hours of footage if we want to find a specific video of specific people talking. I don't, nah, this just ain't it. You know what I think it is too? I feel like the other Big Brothers, the other renditions of Big Brother are gonna look at this because they would be happy if something like this worked. Even though BBUS said that they're not gonna do that, they're probably looking at it, and if they looked at it and saw, hey, this is working out, they would probably do it too because saves them money, saves them time. They don't have to have as much production. They don't have to pay as many people, and they can censor it. So if the house guests are saying anything crazy or anything that would damage the brand in any kind of way, they can just not put that up. So it benefits them in a multitude of ways, but it doesn't benefit us as viewers at all. So I hope that people let them know. I will be letting them know, at least on Twitter and Instagram and whatever public platforms they have. I will let them know. Digital dailies aren't it, and hopefully this will be the only season that they do that. But for now, like I said, subscribe to my other channel, Mindful Reality. I will be covering some of the digital dailies. I'm not going to say that I'm going to spend a ton of time covering them because it's just a lot to do. It's just a lot to do. But I will have at least a couple of highlights per day of the BB Can digital dailies broken up for you guys. And I'm also going to have recaps. I watched a few conversations already. I have a little bit of a conversation that took place between Santina and Hope. I have a conversation that took place between Kuzi and John Michael. So far, these BB Can players, I feel, are mostly overplaying. Particularly Kuzi, Hope, and John Michael. I think that they're really overplaying the game early. Zach to an extent as well. I haven't seen enough of the digital dailies to really say that, but just from what I've seen. Hey Lisa, you hopped on before I was gonna hop off, so you just caught me. But what do you think of the BB Can season so far? I think it's interesting, but I think that we got another season of players that are just kind of excited to be there and don't know enough about the game. Like I was watching this conversation that I put on my other page with Hope that he was having with Santina, and he was like, this is my alliance, these are the people that I'm loyal to, and I hope that nobody makes me misplace my trust. And I'm like, why are you telling her all that? Why are you telling her about your alliance? And then I saw another conversation taking place with Zach. I forget who Zach was talking to. It was one of the girls. He was talking to one of the girls and telling her about his like guys alliance. And I'm like, what are these people doing? And then John Michael telling the guys that he's going after the guys. Like, it's week 1. Even if you are going after the guys, why are you going to tell them that? Why are you going to tell them that? Because that means that any week that the guys win HOH, you're going to be one of their targets. So it's like, okay, I'm targeting you guys if I win. So they're like, okay, as a response, that means that you're a target for us. Yeah, I feel like they have too many people that don't know how to play the game. You can have a few of those, it's cool, but if you have a whole big group that's just like, hey, I'm just here to have fun and be on TV, I'll do whatever it takes to win, but they don't actually study the game, watch the game, or have watched previous seasons to know how to play the game. Like, I'm not seeing a Kevin in this house. I'm not seeing an Ica. I'm not seeing any of these classic players that went far or won. I'm just not seeing it yet in this season. And it might really be one of the more low key people that might not even know the game, but they're just low key, like a Zach, who I said, not a Zach, I forget his name. The fisherman guy. Do y'all remember his name? Because I'm really bad with names. But the fisherman. It could be somebody like him who I said is too nice to win. He might make it just off the strength that he can keep his mouth shut. And it seems like a lot of the other ones can't. Like they're playing this game hard. They're playing this game too hard. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's gonna be. I don't know if it's generally like this because I've only seen one season of BB Can, but I feel like they make more moves. Like the people that are on BB Can seem to make more moves. And this is just a weird thought for me, but I feel like part of that might be because the BB US people feel like there's more on the line for them to win. So they're like, I'm going to play a little bit safer. Whereas the BB Can people seem to kind of be like, I want to make a name for myself. There's a lot of them that are like, oh, I want to make big moves. You know, I want to make good TV and show people what I'm capable of and what I can do. Like, but then again, also it's early. So once the game gets deeper and starts to wear on them a little bit more, maybe they're going to be less amped up and they're going to be more strategic. But I'm just sitting here saying to myself, this game started on Wednesday. We are on Friday. And they have talked so much so early. I'm like, come on now. You don't have to tell everybody everything. That guy's alliance, obvious thing to do. The girls' alliance, obvious thing to do. Anyways, that's my update about the digital dailies, and you can check out the highlights that I capture on my other page. And I look forward to covering the rest of the season. Oh, I didn't even see there was more comments. I'm sorry, y'all. Can't believe everyone's showing their cards. I had hope for good gameplay. That's out the window. Even Claudia calling out a guy's alliance to the guys. Day 3 is a little crazy. Everything's a mess. Big time mess. JM gunning for King of Veto with him throwing his cards out there with the guys. Dumb. Dan, thank you. Dan. Dan? Is it Dan? The low key players will see all the mistakes and hopefully learn. Yeah, because they're flying under the radar right now. Like Anika, it seemed like she was going to be a high profile player, but she seems to actually have been one of the more low key. Yeah, Dan's the DJ. Yeah, Dan is the DJ, and the other Daniel is the big guy. Jonathan. Yes, Jonathan is the one I was looking for. I didn't think it was Dan. Thank you. Jonathan. I said Jonathan was too nice to win the game, but looking at him and how he's interacting in the house, people like him. He's low key. He's not declaring like this and this and this is my guy, even though he has seemed to kind of form some alliances with the guys. And then I also see him talking to the girls, and like he seems very genuine. And I think I ranked him too low. If I could re-rank my players that I put in there, I would put him much higher than where I have him. But now I think the rest of them are gonna eat themselves alive before they even get to him. They're never gonna be like Jonathan is the biggest threat because right now people are thinking of John. Yeah, sorry, the John and Jonathan thing and the Dan and Daniel thing is getting to me. People are thinking of John Michael as a big threat. People are thinking of Santina as a big threat. People are probably thinking of Hope as a big threat, Zach as a big threat. What is this other guy's name? But the guys' alliances, like the guys, are people that they're gonna think of as big threats, and he's kind of good with both sides. I think Jonathan is gonna go a long way, but won't make final three. I could see that. I could see the time for when they have to make cutthroat moves that he's going to be on the outside of that. Because I do still think you have to be at least somewhat cutthroat. And I know that anyone can be cutthroat, but there's some people who really can play the game, and there's some people who are like trying to play the game. And I think he will be one of the ones that tries, but has a hard time with that. Because he's going in heart first. I think Vanessa is going to do well. Vanessa is such a wild card to me. I can see her doing well. I could definitely see Vanessa doing well, but she's such a wild card to me. And she doesn't seem to also be with the other players. She's like her own individual person. So I kind of see her like middle of the pack where it could go either way. She could go very far, or they could see her as a threat and get rid of her early, or anything in between. Like, I don't really know with Vanessa. She's hard to get a read on, but I do see that they like her. She could be like a Karen situation for all I know. Not Karen like how we reference Karen now, but like Karen from BB Can season 5, where nobody was paying attention to her, and it's like, oh, this is the one that's a little older than everyone else and to themselves and doesn't really fit in with the 20-year-olds and early 30-year-olds, but then she's still there every week somehow because she's a swing vote. That's another side of like Big Brother. For the people that don't have alliances, they often become the swing votes because they're like, we know that person 1, 2, 3, 4 is voting this way, and 1, 2, 3, 4 is voting this way. What is Vanessa going to be doing? So then 1 week when they need Vanessa's vote, everyone is going to woo Vanessa. And Vanessa then sits there with the power. Terrence did this on the other season. Vanessa then sits there with the power and is like, well, what are you going to offer me? So I don't have any alliances. What are you going to do for me if I swing this vote this way? So it's really interesting how that works. Like, some people jump into groups right away, and some people kind of bide their time. And it's like, I will just get to know everybody, but I'm not committing to anything yet. Karen had some magic in that house. Her mouth should have. I was so shocked when I started watching that. I'm like, Karen probably goes out first or second. And then I was like, wait a minute. You are lying. Final two? You gotta be kidding me. I can't believe she was sitting in one of those seats. I cannot. I cannot. And I can't really believe that Kevin made it, because Kevin played a game that would put Paul to shame. The second season that Paul played, I think that Kevin surpassed that in terms of shadiness and messiness. Like the things he did to William, and it was just a mess. And he still managed to win that season. Like, wow. I couldn't believe half the stuff that was going on like Aika and Dimitri going on the block twice and getting off twice together. Sheesh. How what are the odds? If I was a betting man, I would not bet on that happening. All right, Lisa, I'm checking the time that you made your first comment to see how long I stayed on. 123, and now it's 135. So the time is 12 minutes after I said I was going to go. But I'm going for real this time. Bye, y'all. Please drop a comment, like, share, follow my other page, Mindful Reality. Yeah, it's not bad. I stayed on here for hours, so it's not bad. Have a great Friday.